Sunday Night Retro. If you're live, special thanks for being here. And if you're not live, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're here. I'm always glad that you are taking some time, spending it with me. So let's get the party started. What are we doing tonight? We're going to run diagnostics on the PCAT one more time. We're going to put the PCAT back together. And then we're going to talk about and hook up at least the AT to it. The PC Network Translator Unit, and this is the vital part of the puzzle that is essentially connecting all of these PCs, ATs, Model 25s, the computers that we want to network together using this old IBM technology. That's what we're going to do. So what else is going on? We're going to talk about some back of the book stuff in advance while we're waiting for the AT to start up. We still, of course, have our Power Macintosh project on the table over to my right. We have a battery restoration project for our UPSs. We're not going to probably talk about that a whole lot. We're going to set up a special, because of the dangers of it, don't try this at home, kids, sort of things that we're doing, trying to restore UPS batteries. And that's about. Actually, yes. There's one more thing. The home of the RCA Select Division Preservation Library for the late RCA engineer John H. Stevens is here, and one of the projects that we've undertaken there is to kind of rebuild a stack of RCA Dementia, DIMENSIA. Stereo components, of which the first one that was designed for it was the one that RCA never released, and that was the Selectavision video disc player. And we've got a couple of parts to that. We've got one of the VCR decks that they released for it, except we're having some trouble with it. So if you happen to be a viewer who has one of these and you've got some experience with it, if you wouldn't mind reaching out on the channel and provide me a way that we can touch base, I would greatly appreciate your help. Now on the screen you see error 3015. That's an error that is being thrown by the PC Network adapter because the adapter is not actually connected to a powered on and working PC Network translator unit. And it tells us resume equals, press the F1 key to keep the party going. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to boot off the diagnostics disk. System checkout. That's, of course, all the stuff that we've got in this thing. You've seen this before, and it is correct. Oops. I figure we'll run it twice. So we're going to take the diagnostics disc out. We're going to put a supposedly blank high density disk in drive A, which is the high density drive. It does not let you run diagnostics on individual disk drives. You got to do them all. And then, of course, we're going to put a low density disk in the 360K drive. Off it goes. It's going to start with the A drive first. If it's hot and humid where you are, by all means, grab a cold, refreshing drink. And I'll see if I can reorient myself without disturbing the camera too much, so I can put the AT back together for you. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like to know or talk about, please post your comments in the chat. We can talk about that while we're waiting for this process to finish up. Well, we are going to hook it up to the translator adapter, and we are going to look at the networking software, which, thanks for reminding me, I should go grab that off the shelf. I guess tonight, if you're watching, you get kind of a special treat. One of the segments we used to do was Unwrapped. That was what the real name of the show was way back. Because what we did is, after taking a trip to Computer Reset in one of the suburbs of Dallas-Fort Worth, Garland, Texas, and went 2 days and ended up getting a lot of computer software, good portion of it still in the shrink wrap. So if you care to, you want to look at all the videos we've done. We did a lot of videos that were called Unwrapped, where we picked a piece of software, unwrapped it, and kind of like what an unboxing experience would have been like in the 80s when you wanted to open software. So, because the software that we need for the PC network is still in the shrink wrap, as you can see, the reflection of the camera or the phone that I'm using to capture this is still in the shrink wrap. We're going to do unwrapping of this software. I'm just going to read off the back real quick. It requires DOS 3.10, IBM 80 column display, a PC, PCXD, portable personal computer, or personal computer AT. And of course, we've got more than enough RAM. And of course, two of the requirements are you need a PC network adapter, which is in the machine, and a PC network translator unit, which we have already. So we are good there. And to answer your question, yes, Drive B is the 360K drive. Whoops. Double-sided disk drive. And even though it's been out here in the shop for a while, the bag that did not have the oxygen heater in it, it still smells really bad. Really, really bad. So we'll put that over on another shelf. This seemed to pass the first run of diagnostics, so the second run hopefully will be okay. We'll do a power down, and then we will put this thing back together as quickly as we possibly can. And it seems, since I've cleaned that B drive with some 90% rubbing alcohol, despite some oxidation on other parts of the drive head's cleaned okay, and it is working. So on the checkout, and we're going to prepare the system for moving. Oh yes, helps if you put the right disc back in. Great. Okay. Actually, we'll leave the diagnostics disc in there for the time being. But the heads have moved. And we'll turn it off and spin it around so we can put the cover back on. And we'll the orientation a little bit. I should probably replace the AA batteries that are keeping the CMOS settings, date and time, all that jazz, but did not get an opportunity to get new ones, so. So the first part we've got, so we're gonna have to find my screwdriver, and is this the right size? Yes, it is. Great. I would have thought, and a lot of people in hindsight have thought, that IBM would have made a tower kit that simply slid on as a cover, but they didn't. So, just the way it is, I guess. So what I usually do is I put the top middle screw in, and then I do the lower left and lower right corners, and then I do the upper right and upper right corners. Seems to fit the way it's supposed to. My screwdriver not working the way I want it to. Now, as you can probably imagine, the steps that you have to take to put cards in and take cards out. I mean, it's not, in the grand scheme of life, it's really not that big of a deal. However, because it's not like the PS2s, where you don't need any tools to take it apart. You can service it without any tools. You want to try to plan things out with this as easy as you can. There we go. And tighten that one up, and I'm not sure if this is the So I got to take this off the table for a moment, and as you can imagine, it's pretty heavy. Okay. And I'm going to put the tower stand on the table. Pretty big thing, right? And it kind of slides in. Remember how I'm doing this. Oh. It slides in so that the floppy drives are up at the top. There's two brackets on the side of the machine, and trying to do this by yourself can be troublesome sometimes. Okay, and yep, slide it in, and then we put the front cover on. Which also helps. We'll spin it around, hook things back up. The PS2 display adapter, which is almost VGA equivalent. Power. Keyboard, which it is a Model M. It's not the original AT keyboard, because this AT has a later BIOS on it. And we're going to do power, but I need one more piece here. One more piece if I can get it out. Sorry. Pet project just went sideways. Well, I'll leave that turned off. Yes. Figures. Anyway, all right. We'll have to deal with picking that up later. So what I need now is we're also going to screw in this coax adapter, which will screw into the PC Network card. Okay. And spin it all around. Okay. I'm going to try something out here in a minute. Okay. So before I get everything powered back on, I'm looking for a couple of things here. Need the AC adapter for our network translator unit. Oh. There it is. It took quite a while to find these things. So you need that. You need that plugged in. And this is all there is to it, right? There's a coax jack on the back and a power plug. So it doesn't have the sophistication of even a token rig hub or a Ethernet hub or a switch. Apparently what this does is it just interprets the signals that come in from the network cards, does something to them, and then sends them back out. So let me... Now it is interestingly enough a star network. Like everything screws into what's called, they call it the translator connection. It really looks like a coax distribution node. So you could kind of think like maybe this is the hub or the switch, but without the translator unit, nothing works. Like nothing else will work on this thing at all. So let me get it plugged into the back of the translator. And then we'll get the translator plugged in to our power strip. Just gonna say, beautiful power, the red light is on. And then we're gonna power the PC back up. Let me get back focused on the monitor and we'll turn this on. It's going to take a while to do the RAM count up again, but one of the things that we're going to notice now is we're not going to get the 3015 error. The computer is going to boot into diagnostics, and good time to run diagnostics on the network card. And then we'll unwrap the PC Network software. I'll slide the keyboard back and we'll open that up. And then we'll install it. We'll see what happens. So interesting to think, like even back in when was this software released? 1984. You essentially could use your PC, your XT, your AT, your portable, whatever, as a server because these network cards have a dip switch on them that you can enable to boot from them. So that will actually be the next video, whenever we can get to that. We're going to take one of the IBM PS2 Model 25s that I have. We're going to put the other PC network card that we have in that, and we're going to try to have that boot off of whatever our AT is running. Because even though I've been doing IT for a long time, those of us in my same cohort of person, were not working on this stuff when we were going through. They had already kind of passed us by. Can I slide it in the shot there? Almost. Almost in the shot. Maybe we should run drive diagnostics sideways, but I won't do that during the live stream. Whoops. Let me run a resync on the monitor. If anybody has a 4x3 display that is IBM and not Lenovo that they would be interested in donating to the channel, actually, I'm grateful for the people who contribute all the hardware to the channel, including this Dell Ultra Sharp, because I'll give Dell credit where it's due. They do OEM some very, very nice monitors. But, you know, just trying to keep things specific. If it was really period specific, if anybody had a 14 or 15-inch Personal System 2 display that they wanted to donate to the channel, I mean, that ultimately would be the cat's meow. But in the absence of that, or an IBM LCD panel, 4:3 aspect ratio, this Dell UltraSharp works fine for our projects. And we're going to do the PC Network adapter. Let's run it twice. We'll wait for errors. Great. So one of the things that we're going to do is we are going to boot off of the internal hard disk. Better not put that there. And then we will unwrap this software. In fact, what we can do is we can slide that back and we'll that's okay. Let's unwrap this thing. I apologize that the camera's a little too close. So okay, so what do we have in here? Of course, empty box. We've got the beautiful binder. We open it up. And of course, shall we read this together? Read and follow these instructions carefully. Welcome to the IBM PC Network, and to introduce yourself to the network, you can use the Exploring the IBM PC Network diskette. You'll want to use the Exploring diskette before you read the IBM PC Network Program User's Guide. Don't expect to learn everything about the PC Network from the Exploring diskette. After you've finished exploring, you should use the manual to learn more about the network. Let's quickly go over how to use the Exploring diskette. Find the diskette labeled Exploring the IBM PC Network at the back of this manual. Insert it into drive A and do one of the following. Turn the computer on, or if your computer is on, type A : and press enter to make the A prompt, and then type G and press enter. And of course, you'll see the IBM logo, and enjoy exploring the IBM PC Network. Beautiful, right? And then we have the installation aid, quick reference. Very thick user's guide, a quick reference card, and then of course even shrink wrapped are the labels falling off the media. So how about that? We'll put that in there. We'll see if we can boot off of the disk. Before we do that, just want to point something out here. One of the first computers I ever had was a Commodore 64. That was before I really got into PCs and PC compatibles. And whenever you turn the 64 on, it would say, ready. Now, knowing the way PCs and DOS works, if you're at the command prompt, which is C: background, right? That's supposed to imply that it's ready. But I just thought it was kind of cool to have a little thing that, put in the batch file. tell me what version of the operating system I'm on using the ver command, and then type a little, system ready, and it is, but we're going to restart. So as I've mentioned before, the only part of this computer that is not IBM or IBM branded is the XT IDE card, and that's what injects this BIOS in. And it will not automatically boot off of the A drive, even though that's normal BIOS boot order, unless you tell it manually each and every single time. Yes, yes, we can. I need to know what type of display you are using. Can you recognize the words? The IBM PC Network below? Yes. So I've never done this before either. So we are both watching this at the same time, and for those of you who are here with me, thanks for being here. We're going to go through each section. This part might be a little bit boring because if you've watched the Exploring the IBM PC AT video, it's a lot like that. I'm not going to read the screens unless it sticks out as something that might be peculiar or interesting. Please pause the video if you need to. I think it would be cool if we could get our hands on even more PC network adapters. Because that's essentially what the holdup is. I need more PC network adapters. No, this doesn't connect the computer to the internet. All this does is it creates a local area network of similar computers that use IBM's PC network technology. Okay. Yep. Well, we do have the PC Network Program Users Guide. Of course, we have the DOS Users Guide. We have the DOS technical reference. But as far as I remember, um, there was not a separate DOS reference. But neither here nor there. Well, I'm not going to break out the user's manual, but why not take this opportunity to run the PC Network Installation Aid program? And just for giggles, I'm gonna see if it's bootable. Okay, so it's not bootable. We'll boot up off the internal hard disk. Okay, so drive A. Welcome to the first, I guess, in history where people were out of compliance on their licensing. Just adjust the screen a little bit. There we are. Well, DOS is already DOS is already installed. PC Network program, of course, is not. But let's just warning what other programs it has. I'm trying to think of like which ones we have. We do have a copy of the basic compiler. We might have the COBOL compiler. We'll have to double check. We do. Of course, we have this. We have the data encoder. We have some versions of the display right. We do have graphical file and kernel system, although I don't know how useful it'll be to us because we don't have the hardware that goes with it. We do have a lot of these. They're filing assistant, graphic assistant, reporting assistant. We do have learning to program in BASIC, personal editor. I do even think we have logo. And I think that's it. But let's go to the beginning and we'll install the PC Network program. Oh, you must install DOS. Oh, KLM. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna call our computer is gonna be Legacy. I'll say LMC, Legacy Medium Computers. The DOS drive should use for your other, we'll say drive L, right? Yep, we'll have to do that, won't we? Insert the DOS diskette for drive A. It's already installed in the computer. Why would I want to install it again? Yeah. Well, just to make sure for completeness, we'll go through and we'll get DOS 3.1, 3.3, whichever one it is. Let's see if we can find it over here. DOS 3.3. Okay. Well, insert the wrong disk. Okay. Now we got a disk stuck in a drive. Oh. Thankfully, we've got needle nose pliers to help get it unstuck. There we go. We'll try disk 2. Oh my. Insert the DOS supplemental programs disk. Okay, I wonder, is that the startup disk it's talking about? No. Well, don't know what we're gonna do here, because according to the user's guide for the PC Network program, the minimum version of DOS that you need is 3.10. We've got 3.3 installed on the machine, and there is no supplemental programs disk for DOS 3. Yeah, there was none for 310, none for 320, none for 330. So we're gonna go in 3.3. So we'll, just for giggles, we're gonna go grab 3.2 off of the shelf, see if there is a supplemental programs disk with that. Okay, for DOS 3.2, there is a supplemental programs disk. Go figure. Go figure. Never really knew that to be a thing. Whoops, I'll have to put that back. All right. Okay, what's next? All right, pardon me. Oh, please insert the PC Network program disk into drive A. Hi, John. Usually, yes, we do have Macs on the channel as well. Haven't had them for as long as we've been doing the channel. We didn't do Macintoshes until later on. But yes, we've got a couple of Power Macs here. Have an LC 550 as well. Okay, so that's it. Name the network users who can use your application. Oh, well, we'll set those up later. I haven't set any up yet. So what do I do? Remove diskette from drive A. Okay. And we'll restart. Also going to look at the config sys sample that it provided so that I can see what I have to, oh wait, what tweaks we have to do to config sys. And then that's where we'll do some more back of the house and then retire. So let's type, do a directory, and let's type. Okay, so I've got to make sure that those are put in config sys at some point in time, and I just want to see what's in netpath. Whoops. Oh, okay, that's probably not for us. Let's see. Really? I thought we did this already. No? Okay. Well, I'm just kind of thinking, like, boy, this really. I'm just kind of wondering, does the. Is the net, like, I'm curious, like, is the network still running even though I don't have the menu open? Maybe. I guess we won't know. I'll actually probably have to crack the destructions here, right? So, back of the house, if you like the sort of content, if you are into archiving what I usually say is unique technology, particularly x86, IBM PC sort of stuff, even Apple stuff, Atari, doesn't matter. If you're interested in preserving it, check out the Patreon link. Don't ask for less than a lot less than a cup of McDonald's coffee. How about that? Right? And always grateful for those who take time out of their busy schedules to watch my stuff, especially when I know that there are other content creators who have a lot more going in the sense of post production value. Usually here it's just pretty raw captured and posted online. So thank you again. Hope to see you in the next video, or the next video we are going to try to hook up a Model 25 and see if we can connect to the AT with it. So until then, stay safe out there, everybody. Bye-bye.